If you've been alive for more than 5 minutes in September, you've probably noticed something. Pumpkin spice is everywhere. The second the calendar even thinks about fall, boom, pumpkin spice season begins. Lattes, candles, cereal, Oreos, dog treats, deodorant. There's probably a pumpkin spice motor oil out there somewhere. Every brand goes into full orange panic mode. Starbucks rolls out the PSL like it's the Super Bowl, Dunkin' follows with their own remix, and Trader Joe's turns their shelves into a pumpkin patch fever dream. You can't escape it. Walk into Target, and it's like autumn exploded. Everything smells like cinnamon trauma and warm nostalgia. But here's the question. How did this specific flavor, nutmeg, cinnamon, clove, a little ginger, go from humble pie seasoning to a billion-dollar cultural obsession? Because this isn't just marketing anymore, it's ritual. Pumpkin spice has become America's unofficial seasonal reset button. When the PSL drops, it's like, okay, it's time to feel feelings again. So today we're asking, why is pumpkin spice everywhere? And hey, before we fall too deep into this flavor spiral, hit subscribe. It's free, cozy, and pairs perfectly with emotional caffeine. Before pumpkin spice was a latte, it was just a spice. A humble mix of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, and cloves. Basically the Avengers of cozy. The combo actually dates back centuries. When European colonists came to America, they found pumpkins everywhere. Easy to grow, easy to store, and perfect for winter. They mixed the local pumpkin with their imported spices, added sugar, and boom, pumpkin pie was born. The original pumpkin spice wasn't a product, it was a recipe. For generations, it stayed that way, the flavor of family tables, Thanksgiving dinners, and grandma's oven. It wasn't trendy, it wasn't Instagrammable, it was just fall. But then came the 20th century. And with it, the invention of pumpkin pie spice in a can. McCormick started selling pre-mixed pumpkin pie spice in the 1930s, basically saying, here, stop measuring stuff and just use this. And America said, thanks, we're tired. That one little can standardized fall flavor. Every pie, cookie, and candle suddenly tasted the same nostalgic way. Fast forward a few decades, and something interesting happened. Pumpkin spice escaped the pie. It started showing up in cereals, yogurts, and even beer, and it still felt right. Because pumpkin spice isn't really about pumpkin. It's about the memory of pumpkin. It's the smell of the oven, the sound of crunchy leaves, and the emotional support blanket of flavors that say, hey, it's okay, sweater weather is here. So by the time Starbucks showed up with a latte in 2003, the flavor was already wired into our collective brain. They didn't invent pumpkin spice. They just found a way to make it trend in a cup. Okay, let's set the scene. It's 2003. Frosted tips are in, iPods are revolutionary, and Starbucks is quietly plotting to own fall forever. They were looking for a new seasonal drink, something warm, comforting, and Instagram-worthy before Instagram even existed. They tested apple, chocolate, and caramel flavors. But the one that got the weirdest reaction in the focus group? Pumpkin. People were like, pumpkin! In coffee? And that's when Starbucks said, yeah, let's do it anyway. Enter the Pumpkin Spice Latte, or PSL, the three-letter flavor bomb that would change autumn as we know it. When it launched, it wasn't even made with pumpkin, just the spice blend and a lot of marketing confidence. But nobody cared. It tasted like fall feelings in liquid form, warm, sweet, nostalgic, like a hug from your favorite sweater. Then something crazy happened. The PSL didn't just sell, it took over. Within a few years, it became Starbucks' best-selling seasonal drink of all time. To date, they've sold over 600 million pumpkin spice lattes. Why? Because Starbucks didn't just sell a drink. They sold the start of fall. They turned a beverage into a countdown. The first PSL of the season became a cultural event, like the leaves changing, or Mariah Carey defrosting for Christmas. Every sip came with a sense of ceremony, cozy sweaters, soft lighting, emotional playlists. You weren't drinking caffeine, you were granted permission to slow down. And the best part? Starbucks didn't just create a flavor. They created pumpkin spice season trademark. That orange and white cup became a flag signaling the arrival of fall. A caffeine-powered holiday sponsored by cinnamon and nostalgia. All right, time to get a little deeper. Because pumpkin spice isn't really about flavor anymore. It's about feeling. Psychologists call it nostalgic consumption. Basically, we crave the past, and companies figured out how to bottle it. Pumpkin spice triggers memories of home, holidays, family, and even simpler times when your biggest worry was whether the pie crust would burn. That first sip of PSL? Your brain's like, ah, yes, happiness. Not because of the spice, but because it feels like safety. There's also a seasonal thing going on. When the weather shifts, we naturally crave comfort, warm drinks, cozy blankets, and emotional carbs. Pumpkin spice checks every box. It's warm, sweet, and perfectly engineered to make you feel like you're the main character in a fall movie, preferably walking through crunchy leaves in slow motion. Even the smell is psychological gold. Scents like cinnamon and nutmeg activate the same brain regions tied to memory and emotion. That's why one pumpkin spice candle can make your apartment feel like an emotional support cabin. And here's the kicker. Pumpkin spice comes back just once a year. It's temporary, and that's the magic. Limited-time flavors create scarcity, and scarcity creates longing. So every September, when Starbucks drops the PSL, your brain goes, ah, yes, it's time for my annual serotonin. Pumpkin spice isn't just comfort food, it's controlled nostalgia, a ritual that makes chaos feel cozy. Because when the world gets unpredictable, at least cinnamon and nutmeg still taste the same. If pumpkin spice feel emotional, that's because it was engineered to. After Starbucks proved the PSL could print money, every brand in America went, wait, we can sell feelings too. And thus began the Great Pumpkin Arms Race. From 2010 onward, pumpkin spice wasn't a flavor. It was a business model. Oreo, Cheerios, M&Ms, Spam. Yes, Spam. Everyone wanted a slice of that cinnamon-scented pie. Even dog treats got the pumpkin treatment. Somewhere out there, a golden retriever is sipping a pumpkin spice latte as we speak. Why? Because it works. Pumpkin spice is the perfect storm of marketing psychology. It's nostalgic, seasonal, limited, and social media ready. It taps directly into our fear of missing out, the FOMO of fall. Every August, brands race to announce their pumpkin lineup earlier than last year. By midsummer, your iced coffee is already asking for a scarf. And the more people joke about it, the more powerful it gets. Pumpkin spice went from just a latte to a meme economy. People post, brands repost, influencers ironically drink it, and the cycle keeps spinning. It's not just advertising anymore, it's self-replicating culture. A feedback loop of cozy chaos that makes fall feel incomplete without that orange glow on your feed. Starbucks doesn't even have to sell the PSL anymore. We do it for them. Every Instagram story, every pumpkin candle haul, every "I caved and got one today" tweet, it's all free marketing. So yeah, pumpkin spice isn't just seasonal. It's systemic. A perfectly spiced pyramid scheme of comfort. Of course, with great popularity comes great mockery. At some point, pumpkin spice became too successful for its own good. What started as cozy fall flavor turned into personality shorthand. You weren't just drinking a PSL. You were labeled a basic. Ugg boots, leggings, oversized sweaters, Instagram captions that say sweater weather, the holy trinity of autumn stereotypes. Pumpkin spice went from beloved to overexposed, faster than you can say grande, non-fat, no whip. But here's the thing. The backlash only made it stronger. Because the meme is the marketing. People post about how annoying the PSL season is, while secretly ordering one. Every parody tweet, every SNL sketch, every ironic TikTok video just keeps it in the conversation. Pumpkin spice isn't just a flavor anymore. It's a cultural character. Part comfort, part punchline, completely immortal, and that's why it's still here. Because even when we make fun of it, we're still talking about it. Love it or hate it, pumpkin spice has achieved what every brand dreams of. It became unavoidable. So yeah, pumpkin spice isn't just a flavor, it's a feeling. A cozy little ritual that tells us it's okay to slow down, wear fuzzy socks, and pretend life's simpler than it is. Every year, the world spins faster, but pumpkin spice stays the same. Same scent, same sweetness, same emotional reset button. It's comfort on demand, bottled, branded, and sprinkled with nutmeg. And maybe that's why we never really get tired of it. Because when everything else changes, pumpkin spice reminds us of who we were and who we want to be. Warm, grounded, and just a little basic. So the next time you sip that first latte of the season, remember, you're not just tasting fall. You're tasting America's favorite nostalgia. And if that made you smile, go ahead and subscribe. It's free, festive, and way fewer calories than a PSL.